guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another episode of Get Prepped Podcast, where we talk with voice actors, nonprofit leaders, and business owners that are going to be in the new game, Get Prepped. Today we have another voice actress that's going to be in the game. She has a very impressive resume, calls a few narration projects. Her name is Isabella Flores. Thanks for coming on, Izzy.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to meet you I guess not in person, but like see faces.
Nice to meet you as well. My first question for you is, what's your favorite project you've worked on so far and why?
Ooh, I I think one that just uh made me think like, oh, I've peaked was my first year working. I booked this job where it was for Nat Geo Kids, National Geographic Kids, and I didn't know at the time that I booked it. Um because I just booked it and it was like, yeah, it's about where you can find germs in your home and your school and all this stuff. I found out like a day or two before recording that I was the voice of like a cat in a lab coat. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a cat. This is the best day of my life. So just because of that, I usually tell people that that's my favorite because I got to be a cat.
Yeah, that's a very interesting choice. Another question for you in the sense of that role. Was that role recorded during the pandemic or
It
out
was
of
it
sheer
was
curiosity?
yeah, it was in 2021. It was like spring-ish of 2021, so it was still very early on, I would say, in the pandemic, like a year in. Um, but I was actually able to record it in a studio, not in my own little booth. I got to go to a studio and record it, which was very exciting and also nice to just be acting and not be, worried about your levels and stuff because you're like, the engineers got it. I can do what I want.
Yeah, I definitely feel bad. That's a very good resume build there. My next question for you is, what drew you to the world of voice acting?
Ooh, I when I first moved to New York, I kind of knew a lot of people who were voice actors, so I was kind of adjacent to the world. And I started out as a dancer. I started dancing when I was like 2 years old, and I danced my whole life basically. Like that's what I went to college for and everything. So I've always been in very much a performer, and I kind of fell into voice acting because of like my dancing, my acting. I then met a woman who ran like a whole voiceover school or program. So I kind of fell into that program and was like, oh, I love this. This feels right. Like it was the first time when I like fully felt confident in what I was doing. And so I was like, this feels right to me.
It, that's, that's amazing. We've had a lot of people on here who got into voice acting because they were a part of another entertainment spectrum. My next question for you is what is a funny or challenging experience you've had in the recording booth that you're willing to share?
Hmm. I what what has been funny? I mean, there there was um back in a cold recording session. There was a day where for like the radio spots, you'll read like the script, but there's the tag at the end that's a little faster, and you're like, terms and conditions apply, this and this, like the sale ends this date, whatever. And the date that this specific sale ended was, I think, January 27th or January 21st. And I don't know if I was just allergic to the word January 21st, but I kept tripping up so many times, and I never have a problem saying words. Um and it was just this like it was like ends January 21st, and it kept being like and and I was like, I don't know what's happening. They're like, it's okay, we'll do it again. I was like, I don't know what it is. Um but I did get it eventually, and then the next week we had another thing, and it was a different date, and the producer was like, well, I'm glad you could say that date. I'm like, yeah, this is much better than January 21st.
Yeah, that's definitely a random date to mess up, but that's also extremely funny. My last question for you is if you could voice any character, past or present, who would it be and why?
Oh my gosh, any character ever. You know what I would love to voice is any of the characters. I don't know if you've It's a kid's show, but do you know Maisie the mouse?
I might have heard of a name.
Yeah, it's fine if you don't know her. She's for like preschoolers. But they don't talk. Like they have like a narrator who's like, Maisie's done this. And so all the characters like, so like it's just very fun. It's not speaking. It's just kind of like I think it's called like language agnostic or something, where it's not an actual language. They're speaking with sounds. Any one of those characters, I would love. I would love to voice like Maisie or like Pingu or like any of those. I love those kinds of characters.
Yeah, I love them too. I used to love watching Pingu when I was younger. So,
It's a
how,
classic.
yeah, it definitely is. Anyway, that's going to do it for this interview. Guys, thank you so much to Izzy for coming on today. If you guys want to see more amazing episodes of Get Prepped podcast, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Get Prepped YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.